Hello everyone and welcome back to Art Fans. It has been a while since I last posted a video. I was just busy finishing a project, but I'm excited to tell you that I'm really gonna try to post a video at least every 2 weeks. Today we're gonna do something really fun with some of the materials we have used before, so if you did any other of my tutorials, you may have the materials already. You're gonna need some watercolor paper. Make sure it's thick because we're gonna wet it a lot. You need obviously brushes and watercolor. You're gonna need scissors, as always, and a pencil. Also some extra paper to make some sketches. Okay, so let's just get to it. We will be making a watercolor collage, but first I want you to have some ideas of what you would like to do. Here I decided I wanted to do some flowers and butterflies. So first you can play around doing sketches until you decide how you would like your watercolor collage to look like. Once you decide how you want your piece to look like, we're gonna move to the next step. For this one, you're gonna need your watercolor paper. Pretty much what we're gonna be doing is just painting around the full page. Play around with the colors you wanna use. It can be all the colors, it could be a specific palette. Play around with the water and how it moves around the paper. You can also choose the colors depending on what you're doing. For example, since I'm doing flowers and butterflies, I decided to use first a lot of colors, so both flowers and butterflies are colorful. But then you can also start choosing if you want to have specific colors for parts of your drawing. For example, here I'm just using purple, pink, and some blue for specific parts of my drawing. Also, I did one with just green and yellow for the leaves and for the stem. Then you're gonna have to let them dry until they're completely dry. Don't touch them before. Once your paper is completely ready, you can play around with some other shapes like circles, dots, lines, whatever you want. This is to make it a little bit more fun and more unique.
Yeah.
Once your paper is completely dry, you can start tracing all the figures you're gonna add to your piece. As you can see here, I was doing some flowers and butterflies, and also the leaves and the bodies of the butterflies. Then here comes the fun part of cutting everything. I'm not gonna show you the whole process because I got excited and I did a lot of shapes, so it took me like a long time to finish cutting everything. Once you got everything, it's time to start putting it together. And then we're gonna start arranging all the pieces around our paper. It's important to first try to decide how you want them to be before you start gluing. Then what I did is, with this big piece of paper, I decided to cut lines to make the stem. As you can see, I don't cut it until I'm sure of how long I want it to be. That's my starting point. Once I have the stem glue, I'm gonna start with the flower, and then from there I'm gonna start adding all the other elements. Your piece is probably not gonna look exactly the same as your collage, but it's gonna help you as a guideline to know where to put the elements to make it balanced and to make sure it looks nice. Once it's ready, you can play around with paint, colors, or any other thing. You know, as I always say, use your imagination. Here I just add a little dot with paint. And then my collage is ready. But no so fast. I want to add some background color to it, so I'm going to show you how to do it digitally. I'm going to use Procreate. On a new canvas, you're going to go to Add Image, and you're going to select the image of the photo. Then, in Canvas, you're going to crop and resize it to make sure it's covering the full page. After that, we're going to go to the magic wand, and with saturation and brightness. We're gonna play around with the colors to make it better looking, just to edit the photo. As you can see here, I'm changing how bright it is. Once you're happy with how the photo looks, we're gonna move to the next step. For this one, we're gonna go into your layers and add a new layer. The new layer, you're gonna put it underneath your original layer. Then on your original layer, as you can see, I'm gonna choose the option of multiply. And then I'm gonna go to the second layer, and with any of your favorite brushes, I decided to use a watercolor brush. You're gonna color the background. You can play around with the color you wanna use. I also decided to make the layer a little bit transparent for it to look better. And then I play around with the colors, just dropping it to the canvas until I found the one that I like the most. Once you decide which one it is, you can also start erasing the parts where you believe is making it a little bit darker than you would want. So I literally just erase everywhere in the flowers and the butterflies. One tip is that you can also just trace around, and then with your selection tool you can just select the rest and delete it to make it a little bit faster. Once I finished that, I decided to put some shadows behind each one of my pieces to make it a little bit more deep. So here, as you can see, I'm just tracing every flower and every butterfly. And then I also make the layer a little bit lighter. I also forgot to tell you, make a new layer for the shadows. So then you can also use the erasing tool to erase whatever is left. And then you can play around with the color of the shadows to make it anything you want. If it's a different color, or is it darker or lighter, you can play around with it. Once you have everything ready and you erase the parts that are maybe not that good, we're gonna save our image with the first background. And then we can play around with the colors and save it again. That way you can have different images with different backgrounds. Here I saved the first one, as you can see. And then I just start playing around and changing the background color. Here you can do it in the recolor option in the magic wand. So you just put recolor, you select the area you want to recolor, and then you start playing around. You can also change the colors of the shades the same way. And then you start saving every image, and that way you're gonna have different ones. These are the final results. They're really pretty. I think I may have been a little too quick with the Procreate, so if you want to learn how to do this in another tutorial, just let me know. This is it for today. I hope you had a lot of fun. Don't forget to share your work with me. Don't forget to subscribe in YouTube or follow me on Instagram. I'm also happy to announce that I just launched my website, so you can find more of my work and videos at the link I'll be leaving here and in the description. See you next time!